Okay, well, this is where it starts becoming evident that this whole thing works off of some Kabbalistic premise. This is a video taken from Alex Jones videos, and if you look, these would just flash by at the very beginning. They just flash by very quickly. We see a square, a triangle, and a circle, and so I'm real good at catching weird shit like that. Okay. So in my studies, I make mental notes of everything. And so the reason that these are being put in here is because they work on your subconscious. That's what all of this is about. This dude's telling you there's a war on for your mind. Well, there is, but it affects your soul. And so he's telling you, but then he doesn't tell you the rest of it. So here's the square, here's the triangle, and notice it's pointing down. And I'll explain that in a second. And here's the circle. So if we look at the tree, that tree of life, you'll see that the triangle is the whole Saturnian thing. But there's two parts to it, a triangle pointing down and a triangle pointing up. But been as the foundation of the entire supernal triad. So that's the triangle that you see pointing up, but there's one pointing down. Okay? So that's the whole female Saturn aspect of it. Let's see, the triangle is the first form created, and thus it is the primary key to the powers of heaven. Notice this one is pointing down. The square and the circle are the other two keys. So you have to ask yourself, why is Alex Jones putting this stuff on here? Why is he not putting the triangle pointing up? Now I'll show you something else. Hang on. So if we look here, this is the upper three. Okay, this is the upper three. So you've got, here's the Saturn, this would be Jupiter, and this would be the very top crown, which we would call God. This is the way they draw it. It's not what I'm saying, it's true. Okay, now here's the lower one, which is a reflection. The second triad was derived from the reflection of these three are one. So it is 1 and 3 against its reflected self, reversing the mirror. So remember I told you about the piano? One side has to be in harmony with the other. But this is the lower part of it. Instead of this being pointing up, when you get this, let's look at this for a minute. I'll just fill this in. So the one that's pointing up is the higher dimension. The one that's pointing down would be the lower dimensions. The question appears is, and where you get your 0 point is the balance right in the center. Right here would be the balance point, because it's the balance between the two. If you overlap this and this, you'll get this. I promise you, you will. They're running this stuff, and people are picking it up subconsciously. And there's no reason for them to be doing that unless they're trying to bullshit you. Period. If we look at this picture here, we see in the background, it's all the same stuff, guys. These are all those portable toilets that they have at outdoor functions, right? What does it say? Italia, Italy, land of Saturnia. Here's the bathroom, which is your Bale stuff. And then here, and you got the downward pointing triangle, which is the lower reflective, or the opposite. Okay? Yeah. This is such a con game that's being pulled on people. Hang on. Now look at here. Here's Alex Jones. He's putting back to hell. That's 3 Trump, right? Why would Alex Jones, why would he block this bit out? Because he didn't show you that bit. This guy is supposed to be some Christian whatever. I don't trust this fucking guy as far as I can throw him. I don't trust this dude for nothing. People are being conned. They're doing this shit subconsciously. I'm giving you absolute Kabbalistic proof. There's no reason why they should run these at the beginning of the video. And I mean, it's like split second. I'm just real good at catching things that are not supposed to be there. There is a serious fucking mind game being played against people. And we're all fucking nitwits running around down here because we don't know. We don't know. And I'm doing my best to try and at least give us some kind of fucking edge here. So I mean, if you look at the picture here, you've got, there's just a bunch of stuff that just is not right, folks. This all represents Baal, Italia, which is the land of Saturnia, the bathroom, the V for Vendetta face, all of this. This is why this whole truth movement is a complete opposite. It's not anything to do with the truth. It's everything to keep you away from that. And so the best I can do is just try and show people what I can see. And that's it. That's the best that I can offer you. And I'll keep doing it. Because for some reason I got some knack of seeing weird shit, but you can see somebody deliberately phased this out because Alex Jones's fingers are not visible. Why even show it if you're not going to show the main bit? I get real tired of this subversive bullshit that they keep pulling on people. The average Alex Jones viewer has no clue what these symbols mean. I wasn't clear on them myself. I ran across that and you clicked in my head, let's go back and look, and there they are. The way we think and the way we speak and the things that we think and put out of our mouth is what creates things. This fuck and all of his fuck buddies are all trying to create hell on earth, basically. Instead of using this shit for good, they're using it to create. They're pulling the. It's a reflection again. He makes it look like he cares, but in reality, on a subconscious level, they're creating a disaster. They're all doing this to you. You understand? It's them making it look like they care about you, but in reality they don't. Because if he did, they wouldn't be putting these symbols in here. If he did, he'd be telling you what the symbols are. He wouldn't be blocking shit out like this. He wouldn't tell you, oh, the world's gonna end, the world's gonna end, the world's gonna end. Oh, here, buy my water filtration system. See, he's planting a seed in your head and you're creating a 3D image in your head. And then that goes, the best that I can understand, that goes up to the whole bin of Saturn thing, and it gets taken like information in a computer, and it gets sent back down to where it finally funnels its way back down here, and it creates not exactly the way you see it, but it comes out as a creation. It's kind of like karma. So somebody might rip you off for 20 bucks. Well, their karma might not come back where they lose 20 bucks, but they might get a flat tire that cost them 20 bucks. They're trying to get you to, they're trying to create through you a world where you're trapping yourself. And that's what this lower stuff is. It's trying to get you to believe in a fake world. And I'm no guru at any of this crap. I'm a baby, a beginner, but if I see it, I'm going to tell you. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm quite sick of it, I can tell you. See, and then we see here, sanctuary cities will soon Start terrorism. So the seed has been planted. We're getting played from both sides here, folks. The phrase, both ends playing against the middle. We're the middle. The two ends are the right and the left. They don't give a fuck which side you pick, as long as you pick one. So in a way, once you see this, you cancel out the it's like the magic trick. It no longer is amazing once you see how the guy is palming the card or how he does the trick. So that's why I keep trying to update you guys constantly on whatever I see so that you have some type of edge against this. This shit's all Kabbalistic, all of it. Every fucking bit of this. And it ain't the Chinese that are in charge of that shit, I can assure you. So just keep that in mind. And then they wonder why Israel's burning. Maybe as we were talking the other day, maybe their karma has come back. Their chickens have come home to roost. Yeah, I'll get into it in another video. But there you go. Trying to subconsciously plant shit in your subconscious. Just subconsciously, how do I put it? They're subconsciously programming you without your permission. The only permission you're giving them is because you're not catching it. And I don't think that gives them the right to do that. Sorry. Because, unless you really paid attention to this, you wouldn't catch it. But I'm glad I was able to catch it and show you. Don't be fooled by this fucker or any of his ilk, or Hillary Clinton, or Donald Trump.